Death is a profound enigma, a threshold where certainty dissolves into mystery, and the known world yields to the unfathomable. Across cultures and centuries, humanity has grappled with the question of whether death marks a final cessation or a passage into another form of existence. The inquiry itself reverberates through philosophy, religion, science, and personal experience, reflecting our deepest fears and hopes. Is death a termination, an absolute end to consciousness and identity, or is it a transition, a doorway through which the soul or essence moves into realms beyond our physical comprehension? To consider death as a termination is to confront the stark reality that all life, consciousness, and identity simply cease. From a materialist perspective, consciousness is an emergent property of the brain's complex networks, dependent entirely on physical processes. When these processes stop, so does awareness. In this view, death is the final silence, the extinguishing of the flame with no afterglow. The self dissolves into nothingness, memories, experiences, personality, all vanish like a candle snuffed out. This conception aligns with a naturalistic understanding of the universe, where life is a temporary configuration of matter and energy, and the cessation of biological function equates to the cessation of being. The allure of finality is unsettling, yet it imposes a certain clarity. Life gains urgency because it is finite. And death's termination endows existence with poignancy and immediacy, yet, even within the scientific framework, the question resists simple answers. Quantum theories and discoveries about consciousness challenge reductionist assumptions. Some scientists and philosophers speculate that consciousness might not be fully confined to the brain, that it could be a fundamental aspect of the universe itself. If consciousness is woven into the fabric of reality, then death might not be a termination but a transition, a shift in the form or location of consciousness rather than its extinction. This idea resonates with various mystical and spiritual traditions that perceive death not as an end but as a transformation. Akin to a caterpillar emerging from its chrysalis into a butterfly's new existence, from ancient to modern spiritual perspectives, death is often described as a passage or gateway. In many religious doctrines, the soul is immortal, temporarily inhabiting the physical body but destined to continue its journey beyond death. This journey might lead to realms of reward or purification, reincarnation into new lives, or reunion with a divine source. The symbolism of death as a passage appears universally: the river Styx in Greek mythology, the bardo in Tibetan Buddhism, or the transition through the veil in various folklores. Such images reflect a deep intuition that death is not annihilation but transformation, an evolving narrative of consciousness that transcends physical demise. Near-death experiences and accounts of those who have briefly crossed the threshold and returned offer intriguing, if contested, glimpses into death's nature. Many report sensations of moving through a tunnel, encountering beings of light, or feeling overwhelming peace and unity. Whether these experiences are neurochemical phenomena or authentic encounters with another realm, they fuel speculation that death might be a transition. The consistency of these accounts across cultures and epochs suggests that human consciousness may harbor intrinsic mechanisms or knowledge about what lies beyond. Philosophically, the question probes the nature of identity and selfhood. If the self is bound exclusively to the body and brain, termination seems inevitable. But if identity is an unfolding narrative or a wave within a greater field of consciousness, death could be a change in frequency, a migration rather than cessation. This aligns with panpsychism and other philosophical stances positing that consciousness is not emergent but fundamental, present in all matter. In such a vision, death is less a conclusion and more a transformation in the continuum of being, yet, the ambiguity of death remains. Even the most profound reflections and scientific advances cannot definitively declare whether death is a door or a wall. It remains the final mystery, a silence that confronts all life with its own limits and possibilities. The question transcends empirical proof and enters the realm of faith, intuition, and personal meaning. Whether death is a termination or transition shapes how we live, what we value, and how we face the inevitable. In embracing this mystery, humanity finds a paradoxical liberation. To live knowing death may be final invites us to cherish each moment, forging meaning in the ephemeral. To believe in transition offers hope of continuity and connection beyond physical limits. Both views compel us to explore the depths of existence, to question the boundaries of self, and to approach death not only with fear or denial but with profound curiosity and reverence. Ultimately, death's nature may elude definitive categorization. It is the place where language falters and thought bends, the boundary where mystery becomes the only certain reality. Whether transition or termination, death is the silent riddle that invites each soul to encounter the unknown with courage and wonder, a final journey that, in its very unknowability, defines the essence of what it means to be alive.